Okay. All right, recording is in progress. So, hello, my name is Stephanie Whitcomb. Some of you guys were on my last calls today, so welcome back. To those of you who have joined me before, those of you that are new on the call, welcome. I am a regional educator for Milbon USA. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, doing this class today, and today is going to be all about signature, monochromatic, our new curl products, and creative style. Those of you that have not joined in one of these classes at all today yet, if this is your first time on today, please go into the chat and put a contact, like an email address. That would be really helpful. Then I can make sure that you get all of the follow-up information, like the presentations, that kind of thing. Then you can kind of check back. That'll also give you access to my email and contact information so that we can keep in touch if there's anything else that you need. Thank you very much for throwing that in there. All right, I am going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get started with Signature Collection. All right, share. Great. Here we go. Awesome. All right, Milbon Signature Collection. This is our premium brand collection. It's going to be very prescriptive, meaning it's going to do everything that you need it to do at a premium price point. So it's not quite up there high with the luxury, but it's not a bargain brand either. It's going to give you fantastic ingredients, really great performance. And one of the main things about our signature collection is our 360 beautiful hair. So if you were with me earlier today in our Sophie Stone color conversations as well as Milbon Gold, you will have heard me say this multiple times. So 360 beautiful hair is Milbon's signature phrase. And what that means is beauty from the inside out. That means we take care of the hair on the inside just as much as we make it look beautiful on the outside. The way that we do that is we actually utilize CAT scan technology to look internally inside the hair. So at the bottom of the screen over here on the left-hand side, you'll be able to see two images. One is going to be have the little yellow dots in it, and those are representing the SSV damage. That means a stick-shaped void. So a stick-shaped hole inside the hair. And everybody's hair has some amount of these holes, and it can be caused from aging, environmental damage, hot tools, chemical damage. Any of those things can cause this breakdown of the integrity of your hair. And what our scientists decided to do was, hey, why don't we fix that first? And then we'll put that fixed inside every single product that Milbon creates. So we have created our SSVR Silk. SSVR Silk improves the integrity of the hair overall with shine and resilience. So after SSVR Silk, you can see that this hair has been repaired and restored, and it's going to be healthy from the inside out. Another way that we work on doing this is with our 5 week regimen, our 5 week beauty cycle. So every day can start off with beautiful hair. That 5 week beauty cycle starts with our in salon care. That is going to be our treatment. So, the professional treatment that you as a stylist can give your client in the salon. They take home a booster packet, and then that booster is something they do at home weekly to ensure lasting results for up to 5 weeks in their hair. And then hopefully they have also purchased the home care to support the treatment that you did in the salon. So this is the overall plan for Milbon Signature as far as supporting the hair from the inside out. And then we'll break it down by collection and needs. You'll notice that it's very prescriptive the way that we break it down. So this is our overall collection. There are quite a few categories, but don't let it overwhelm you. I always say look at this sheet in particular as your roadmap. You're going to want to take your client's number one concern into mind first. I had said earlier on an earlier call, you have to put out the fire first before you can start, adding, things that make it look better and feel better, right? So what do I mean by that? Put out the fire. Is the fire that their hair is uncontrollably frizzy? Is it that they need anti-aging because their hair is stiff and it has a lot of, wiry grays? Do they have chemical damage? Do we need to focus on that? Is their hair super dull and dry? Do they have texture concerns? Is it super tangly and it's having, you're having styling issues? What is their number one concern that they complain about being your clients when they sit in your chair? That's what you want to go for first. So you really want to direct that conversation and what you're going to do for that client by their first concern. And then you can build on that over time. You can change it up. You can add things into their routine or take things away. So let's do an overview of what all the collections are. The first one is going to be smooth. This is all about textural concerns. And you'll see here there's dots that have a pro or a home inside the circle. That means it has a professional back bar treatment as well as home care. There are some collections that don't have a specific back bar treatment, like our new curl line. So the back bar treatment, the professional treatment you would choose for curl, you're going to think about what are their needs. Are they having textural concerns? Do they need moisture? Do they have chemical damage? You could use any of these would be great choices to also then have the curl home care. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So again, we have smooth, we have moisture. That's going to be for dull, dry, porous hair with a pro and a home care. Repair is going to be for damage over process. Repair heat is home care only, and that's for heat damage specifically. Blonde Plus is also home care only. This is for brassy, lifeless, brittle blondes. Our curl is home care only. Obviously, this is for curls needing hydration. Anti-frizz has both pro and home. This is going to be for frizz prone, wavy, and curly hair. Volume, home care only for flat, limp hair. Reawaken is timeless anti-aging, pro and home care. And scalp is going to be pro and home care for scalp issues. And then we do have our extended collection down here, which is specialty care for professional only. This includes some of the items that we did talk about when I was talking about Sophie Stone, and we'll get to those later on. All right, so we're going to start with smooth. So smooth, the way that we like to look at this is we're going to, I'm going to actually come over here to the right-hand side and we're going to talk about who is it for. So this sheet actually will tell you exactly what you need to know on who's it for. So hair with textural concerns, tangled, wiry, rough to the touch hair with low to medium damage. That is your ideal client for this collection. The cool thing about smooth is that it does come fine, medium, and coarse textures. So you can still use smooth on someone with fine hair and get body and bounce. Smooth doesn't mean flat in this sense. Smooth means a smooth down cuticle. Okay, so let's take a look at the technology down here. This is a lifted cuticle, and this is what happens. When your cuticle is lifted, it acts almost like Velcro, that hook and loop, and it tangles on itself. So fine hair can get very tangly, so can medium and coarse hair. It can feel wiry, rough to the touch. What Milbon Smooth does is it actually takes that cuticle and lays it down. So even if you want to wear the hair wavy or even curly, Smooth can actually help that cuticle lay down really nice and smooth, even if you don't have a super stick straight result. So it's all about external repair and texture. When we take a look at, again, on the right-hand side, you're going to see a fragrance profile for each of the categories. This one is going to tell you the top note is black currant and apple. That's what you're going to smell as you're shampooing. The middle note is going to be muguet and jasmine. These are actually going to be as you are blow drying. And then the base note of musk and amber is what you're going to smell in the hair later on throughout the day, next day. So again, it's very subtle fragrance, but intentional in the way that they are released into the hair and the way that you can smell them and experience them. So this collection does have two parts. So we're going to go up at the right-hand side. It has or I'm sorry, the upper left, and it's going to have a four-step deep conditioning treatment. And then over here, you're going to see the home care. So we have shampoo, conditioner, and a leave-in. So let's get into that. Let's talk about home care first. So our smooth home care is going to improve texture for all hair types, leaving the hair silky, smooth, and shiny. Everything is infused again with SSVR silk. So it is filling in those stick-shaped voids with silk protein. inside the hair internally, and then also using our technology from Smooth to fortify that cuticle. Our Smooth shampoo, again, it comes in fine, medium, and coarse, and this is going to detangle with an amino acid derived surfactant. So it's going to gently detangle the hair. The smoothing treatment is your daily conditioner. It comes in fine, medium, and coarse. This is going to smooth your cuticle for enhanced texture and shine. And then we have two options for our leave-ins. We have luminous bodifying oil and luminous softening oil. Not only are the viscosity or thickness of the products different between the two oils, one for fine and one for coarse, but also the main ingredients and technology are different between the two. So the luminous bodifying oil is meant for fine hair. This has baobab oil and collagen that fortifies and thickens limp hair and enhances smoothness and shine. So it's really unique that we have this oil that has a collagen in it that is going to actually plump up and give body to fine hair. It's really amazing, one of my favorites. Also, it has our heat protection in there. So any leave-in that we're using, and then I'm going to be talking about today with Signature as well as Creative Style, the leave-ins all have heat protection. So don't worry, you're covered. Our luminous softening oil for coarse hair, this one, the ingredients are a little bit different. So it still keeps that baobab oil in there, but then we add olive squalene. And the reason why we add that is because it's here to soften and tame unruly hair while enhancing shine. So coarse hair needs more softness, whereas fine hair needs thickening. So these formulas are a little bit different depending on texture. If you don't know which one to use, I recommend the luminous bodifying oil to start out with. It's good on every single hair type. And then if it's not quite enough and you need more softness, move on over to the coarse formula. We do have a smooth professional treatment. This is going to be our treatment that is done at the back bar by professionals only. These are, again, all infused with SSVR silk. And this one is a four-step treatment, but it does have a perfecting primer as well. So I'm going to go over what each step does, and then I will briefly go over the how-to. But again, I will make sure that all of you have this information so that you can refer back to it when you try to do the treatments yourself. So the first part is going to be our perfecting primer. This is essentially liquid collagen. So after shampooing, while the hair is still wet in the bowl, you're going to apply the perfecting primer to the hair. Then you're going to apply the number one, the smoothing amino oils directly on top. You'll notice that number one and number three both have three formulas, fine, medium, or coarse. So you're going to choose which one is best for your client's hair type. So we're going to choose one, we're going to apply, and then we are going to put number two directly on top. So hydrate, this is infusing moisture. So all three of these first steps, the primer, step one and step two, are all going to be layered. Then we're going to go ahead and rinse completely. And then the top coat, step three. This is smoothing collagen. This is going to seal in all that goodness that we just put in the hair. Rinse completely, and we're going to send them home with fine, medium, or coarse booster. This is going to have collagen that refreshes and prolongs the results for up to 5 weeks. And there are enough boosters for them to use one once a week so they get that 5 week longevity. The next slide is going to show you just kind of what I talked about as far as how to apply the product. It's going to show you how to apply the primer, step one, step two, rinse, and the top coat. There is a hand over hand choreography that we highly recommend that you use while you're applying our treatments. It is massaging the treatment into the hair, and this is going to help the treatment penetrate completely and be the most effective. We do have videos on our website as well as the QR codes in this presentation and on our Milbon USA YouTube channel where you can actually watch an artist apply these products properly and then you can follow their directions. So I do encourage you to check those out. Okay, our next category is going to be moisture. Moisture, the key word here is going to be weightless. So this moisture collection weightlessly nourishes and enhances the color vibrancy. So again, heading over to this right-hand side, you're going to see who is it for? Dull, dry, porous hair. If your client is having issue with color vibrancy, it's usually due to lack of moisture. So let's address that first. That's putting that fire out. So anybody who needs hydration, this is going to be a great choice for them. The technology for this one is really interesting and it is internal. So remember, we just talked about smooth and I was telling you about how smooth is external. So smooth takes care of the cuticle externally, right? This is the opposite. This one, we are actually with moisture talking about internal hydration. So what happens to our hair when it becomes dehydrated? So our hair actually, when it's dehydrated, it starts to kind of crinkle and crumple up and it gets very, very dry inside and it no longer has the ability to retain moisture. It's kind of like a really, really dry sponge you just bought from the store and you just set it on a puddle and it doesn't really suck up any water. You have to manipulate it and soften it with your hands first, right? And then it's able to absorb. That's what's happening to our hair. When it's really dehydrated, it just can't hold any more moisture. So what our moisture collection does is it goes inside and it fortifies the hair internally in that CMC pathway with which the moisture kind of flows through and it allows that hair to really plump up and become moisturized. So you can see the difference between dehydrated and hydrated hair. And when it's treated with our moisture technology, it becomes 7 times. You can see this was treated 7 times. It becomes so much more able to retain that moisture. So again, think about moisture retention. That's what this is all about. Fragrances. So let's take a look. So our top note is peach and pear. That's what you're going to smell when you are shampooing. Our middle note of rose and jasmine is what you're going to smell when we blow dry. And our base note of sandalwood and white musk is what you're going to smell as the day goes on and while that hair is dry and next day. So let's go ahead and take a look at the home care items. So we have our replenishing moisture shampoo. This shampoo restores moisture with gentle, rich jojoba esters. Then we have our replenishing treatment. This weightlessly nourishes and replenishes moisture with rose hip oil. And then we have our leave-in. Our leave-in is our weightless replenishing mist. This is another fan favorite, and if you know that our celebrity stylist Anko Tron, this is something that he uses all the time on the hair. It weightlessly boosts both moisture and uses a blend of 11 amino acids. So if you do a lot of cutting, this is a great cutting lotion. Instead of using just water, this is actually giving your clients amino acids to their hair while you're cutting, which is a really great way to use it. All of these products, again, are fortified with our SSVR Silk Complex. Again, the weightless replenishing mist, one more little hot tip about it, it's a great refresher. So second day hair, curly hair, straight hair, if you need to refresh, instead of using water, why not use our weightless replenishing mist? You're going to give that hair moisture, a little bit more body, and a blend of amino acids to really refresh it. Then you could blow dry it in, you could let it air dry, all the options. It does have heat protection in it as well. So we do have our Moisture Professional treatment. Again, all of these items are infused with our SSVR Silk Complex. And our moisture treatment does have 5 steps, but it is very, very quick and easy to do because a lot of the steps are just sprays or foams or liquid
Oh my
sealants.
gosh, I hate all that.
You'll be able to see with this treatment, it does have a lot of skincare type items in it. So we start off with Aquillo. So Aquillo is known for moisturizing, and that's what we're going to spray on the hair first. Then we have our amino acid blend. We have ceramide 2, again, great for moisture. We have our moisture locking polymer, and then we finish it off with hyaluronic acid. So this is a fantastic professional treatment for really dry hair that is going to allow it to absorb water moisture more easily. There is the weekly booster. It's going to be this 4 pack of booster vials. This is something your client will do once a week. It allows the treatment to last in their hair for 5 weeks, and it's a mix of our ceramide 2 and hyaluronic acid. There is a step-by-step as well for the treatment application, and you can watch the video for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to repair. Repair intensively repairs and reconstructs severely damaged hair. So, if you have anybody that's getting any kind of chemical service done, whether it is blonding, whether it is permanent color, even our Lisio Japanese straightening, perming, any of those things, this is a really great one to reach for because it's internally fixing damage. And we all know that chemicals can be really harsh on our hair, but we all still use them, right? So we need to fix it. So again, over here on the right-hand side, we see damaged hair over processed hair. That's who we're looking at. Anybody who's damaged from excessive bleaching, they have that cotton candy feeling to the hair, breakage, brittle, high damage. This is ideal for them. So what makes it so ideal? Let's take a look at the technology. The technology in our repair collection combines two of Milbon's most outstanding breakthrough technologies in order to provide transformative solutions for severely damaged, overprocessed hair. This is such a powerful combination. So we have our CMADK protein complex. CMADK is innovative. Um, the delivery system of this protein is created by Milbon, and it actually took 30 plus years of research in order for them to understand how to make this lasting and super effective in the hair. So the CMADK protein combines hydrolyzed proteins, meaning the keratin is very, very tiny and goes into the cortex of the hair where it needs to go. Anything that doesn't fit inside that cortex where it needs to be will rinse away. So you never have to worry about overproteinization or coating of the hair. It's all internal. The other thing that we have combined this with that allows it to stay inside the hair is the SSVR silk. Remember, we talked about this at the beginning of the presentation. This is our powerful silk-based complex that fills in the damage in the hair. So these two together create our dual repair technology. CMADK paired with SSVR silk is going to repair that hair internally, and it is going to repair it better than anything else you've ever seen. It's amazing. So let's take a look at our home care for our repair line. We have our shampoo, which gently cleanses with a keratin-derived surfactant to protect fragile strands from friction. So this is really unique. Listen to how intentional the formulation is, that this shampoo actually protects fragile hair from friction. So that's why it's so important to be prescriptive and find the right shampoo and the right treatment for that hair type and that hair concern. So this also will help strengthen and rebuild with the dual repair technology, helping the hair regain elasticity and resilience. The restorative treatment is also has our dual repair technology. It nourishes the hair to leave it with renewed elasticity as well as resilience. It's reinforced with catenized keratin and safeguards from further damage. So this is again helping that elasticity and repairing the damage. Then we have two leave-ins to choose from. We have our restorative blowout primer for fine and for coarse hair. Just like when we talked about the smooth oils, these primers, they're a more of a creamy consistency. And yes, the viscosity or the thickness is different between the two, one for fine, one for coarse. However, the ingredients are also slightly different so that they can target the exact needs of that hair type. The fine restorative blowout primer repairs and preps hair for styling by enhancing the performance of blowouts, offering protection infused with ceramide 2 to boost elasticity. So our fine-haired texture really does need elasticity, and that's what we're focusing on. The restorative blowout primer course is going to focus on softness with collagen. So it's also going to help prep the hair for styling and enhance the performance of your blowout, but it is going to have collagen for softness. So you can choose which one you need depending on the hair's texture. If you're not sure, always go for fine first, and then you can add coarse later if you need to. These, again, they're a leave-in, so they have heat protection. And they are also combinable with any of our other leave-ins. So if you like to cocktail, use more than one. That is always encouraged. Our repair professional treatment is one of the most versatile treatments for anybody who has chemicals that are applied to their hair. I love to use this treatment immediately following a highlight service. I also use it during my Licio professional straightening. I might even use parts of it before or after a perm for a client, depending on what their hair needs. So there's a lot of different ways to use this to really help fortify the hair after any kind of a chemical service. It does have 4 steps. The first two are going to be for internal repair, and the second two are external repair. The first one is going to be a prep and prime. The second step is actually all of that hydrolyzed keratin. So this is going to really go into that cortex, really fortify the hair internally, and then rinse away anything that the hair doesn't need. Then we're going to go to our external steps 3 and 4. We're going to reconstruct, and then we're going to add cellulose to seal everything in. We do have the boosters. Again, they use one once a week so that the treatment lasts for approximately 5 weeks. And we have both of the boosters in fine and in coarse formulas. So you can really be prescriptive as to which booster your client takes home. We do have our directions for application. There are a couple of different ways of doing this as far as adding some twisting action that isn't in some of the other treatments. That's just going to push all of the keratin into the cortex of the hair where it needs to live. So make sure you check that out. This does have a video tutorial, and like I said, it is on our YouTube channel as well as our website. Repair heat. So let's talk about this collection. Repair heat is going to be for home care only because that's where we use our heat tools, right? So repair heat is really, really unique because it still has that dual repair technology in it. So you're still getting that same technology you're getting in repair, where you're seeing that CMADK plus the SSVR silk inside the hair to repair it. So don't worry, you're not missing out on any of that internal repair. But it does do some other really cool things that make it unique and a must-have for anybody who has chemical damage on their hair, but also uses heat tools. This is something they should be using at home to support that. What this is it's a heat restorative technology. So it can actually fix heat damage and prevent it, as well as free radical blockers. So that way your hair is not oxidizing out in the environment, causing more damage. So it's going to protect the hair from the free radicals as well as using a heat restorative technology. So let's talk a little bit deeper about those technologies. So, Milbon's scientific research uncovered a precise process of how hair's texture and strength deteriorate due to protein's natural reactions to heat, coagulation, and oxidation. Anybody who's ever cooked an egg knows what we're talking about, right? If you cook an egg in a pan, an egg is made of protein, very similar protein to our hair and nails. As that egg cooks, what happens? It coagulates, it gets harder in the pan, and then eventually it gets really crispy and then it kind of breaks apart, right? That's exactly what we're doing to our hair when we're using heat tools. We're coagulating the protein. Eventually, that hair becomes untouchable because the protein weakens and it causes split ends and breakage. What our heat restorative technology can do is it regenerates those coagulated proteins. So it actually can go in and reliquefy those proteins to make them pliable again. So it reverses that cooking effect that happens when we use heat tools. Pretty cool, right? Then we have our free radical blockers, which provide superior protection against oxidation. When we're out in the environment, our hair is constantly oxidizing, which is causing damage. This is protecting against that. So let's take a look at these home care items. So we have our heat protective shampoo. This shampoo has the technology in it and it repairs along with jojoba derived surfactants to gently cleanse. We have our heat protect treatment. Again, it also has that dual repair technology, the heat restorative technology, and the free radical blockers, a lightweight shea oil derived, delivering softness and touchable hair. And then this is my number one. I love this product, the Heat Protective Mist. This mist is a leave-in. Of course, it has heat protection in it, but it also has your heat restorative technology and your free radical blocker. So this mist is essential to spray on wet hair when you're doing thermal styling. It has heat activated keratin in it, so it is repairing as you're applying heat. This is also a fantastic restyler. So if you have your hair is dry and you're wanting to recurl it, re-blow dry it, restyle it, mist some of this on first, work it in through the hair. It's going to start with that heat restorative technology, reliquefying those lipids. Then you're going to go ahead and blow dry it in, and then you can use an iron if you need to. This is going to allow your hair to be soft and no longer damaged from the heat tools while restyling. So, game changer for restyling, one of my favorites. Blonde Plus. All right, let's move on to Blonde Plus. So, Blonde Plus, who is this for? This is for brassy, lifeless, brittle blondes. What makes this really, really amazing is that this collection, it's going to, yes, tone blondes. It is a purple shampoo and a purple treatment, but you don't have to sacrifice having repair as well. So you can repair blonde hair um, along with also toning at the same time. A lot of purple shampoos tend to create a dullness to the hair, or they tend to make the hair brittle and crunchy. That's no longer the case with Blonde Plus. So this does have your reparative technology in it along with toning. So someone who's looking for toning, but they also want repair, this is your go-to for them. If they only want repair and they're not looking to tone, they want to still be very sunny and golden as a blonde, then send them on over to Repair Heat. So Blonde Plus, let's look at the technology. It has a groundbreaking revitalizing technology. This is called MSVK. It's different than the CMADK we just talked about. The reason it's different is it is multi-size. So MSVK stands for multi-size versatile keratin. That means that the protein that is repairing the hair comes in different sizes, which is great because damage comes in all different sizes, right? It's not all one size. So this is going to allow this protein to fix all different size damage inside the hair. So it's very efficient at that. And then we also use evening primrose extract in order to really bond those proteins inside the hair so that they have a lasting effect. Sometimes when we're using proteins to fix the hair, they don't stay. They wash right in and out, and we're just not getting that resilience to the protein. That's no longer the case with Blonde Plus. The evening primrose extract was the key to resilience and helping to prevent future damage. So that's a really cool thing that is in the shampoo and treatment. The next is going to be our internal reflector. This is really unique to this product as well. This restores the hair's inner ability to reflect light and shine. So those of you that know, that are blondes or do hair for blondes, you're going to know that something that blondes struggle with is shine. There's not a lot of pigment left in blonde hair, and it doesn't reflect light as well as dark hair. So, in order to combat that, our scientists were able to create internal reflectors. They're kind of like little baby mirrors that go inside the hair and they reflect light. So, they fill in all the gaps where there's no color molecules with these beautiful reflective molecules. And they reflect the light to give your blondes much more shine than they've ever had before. And then, of course, there's violet pigment, right? It's in the name Blonde Plus. We have this violet nourishing shampoo and treatment. Yes, there is violet in it, which really does eliminate brassiness and corrects yellow tones. But one thing you do want to know is it is formulated for daily use. So this is something you can give a client and don't worry about them overusing it. They can use it every single shampoo. They're not going to turn purple. They're not going to turn gray. Their hair is going to be soft and strong, shiny, and not brassy. So it really is a go-to for your blondes. We have our shampoo, which has a detangler in it, an anti-brass violet shampoo. It revitalizes and brightens the internal reflector and restores shine, and it can be used daily. The Nourishing Violet treatment also has anti-brass violet conditioner in it. It simultaneously revitalizes and brightens. It has the MSVK, evening primrose extract, and it's going to have that internal reflector as well. And it also can be used daily. Okay, let's go on to this new collection. This is Milbon Curl. Milbon Curl is brand new to us. A lot of markets literally just launched it maybe a week or two ago. So some of you might not have even heard of it or touched it yet. So I'm really excited to get to tell you guys about it. It has some essential items that Milbon has been missing and really wanting to add into our collections. So first, let's talk about again, who is it for? Milbon curl is for anybody with curls needing definition and hydration. But I do want to really focus on it's for all types of curly hair with low to medium damage. Meaning, if you have someone with curls, but they have a lot of chemical damage from highlights, you're going to want to toss them over to repair first, then bring them into curl, right? Remember, put out that fire. What's the biggest thing? If they need repair, do that first, then come back. Okay, so keep that in mind. So Milbon Curl has home care. It has one shampoo, two options for the treatments, and a leave-in. And then it also has two stylers, which we will go over when we get to our creative style. So it's a really nice broad collection for a lot of different options. Oops. Not quite yet. Let's talk about our technology first, okay? The technology overview. You're going to hear me say cuticle enhancing technology a lot. It is in every single curl product, and there's a reason for that. So, this was breakthrough research for curly hair. We came up with this formula after researching what makes curly hair so difficult, right? Curly hair can be difficult on many levels. It's not bouncy enough. It's too bouncy. It's frizzy. It's tangly. It's dry. How do we fix it? What is the underlying cause? And we did our research and we found out that curly hair is missing binding properties under the cuticle. Okay, so what does that mean? If you take a look at these two microscopic images at the bottom, you'll see curly hair untreated and then treated with our cuticle enhancing technology. The arrows there are representing us stretching the hair. We notice that when you stretch curly hair and it's not treated, the cuticle lifts. When that cuticle lifts as we're stretching, moisture leaves the hair, the cuticle gets rough and causes friction. And so then you're having dry, frizzy, fragile hair, right? So naturally, straight hair naturally has all of these binding properties called sugar chains and proteins. It has these binding properties under the cuticle, and they're sticky. They act almost like glue, holding the cuticle down. So naturally, straight hair, when you stretch it, it doesn't lift the cuticle. However, Curly hair does not have these naturally. It does not have very many, maybe just a little bit, of these sugar chains that are sticky to hold the cuticle down. That's why when you stretch curly hair, the cuticle lifts. So that was our Milbon moment, our aha scientific moment. Why don't we fix that? Let's address that problem and we'll fix curly hair. So that's what we did. We created cuticle enhancing technology. We use glycosyl trehalose, that's a sugar chain. This is a combination of trehalose and glucose that mimics that natural binding property to strengthen the hair's structure. So essentially, our curl enhancing technology helps to lay the cuticle down. It helps to stick that cuticle to the cortex of the hair so that when you do stretch it, the cuticle doesn't lift. What does that do? That leads to better moisture retention, less frizz, and less fragile strands. All right, let's talk about the products. Every single one of our curl products will have both SSBR silk and cuticle enhancing technology. That's what makes it really, really good for curly or wavy hair. Even if your client doesn't wear their hair curly, if they wear their hair straight, they still probably should be using a curl care product to get those sugar chains back into the hair to lay that cuticle down so that the hair behaves like they want it to. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. Our Curl Care shampoo. One of the really cool things about it is it's designed for curly hair, meaning it hydrates, but it also detangles. So shampooing curly hair can be difficult because it can tangle and mat up. Again, you're stretching that hair so that you're causing the cuticle to lift. With this shampoo, that's no longer the case. It's going to detangle effortlessly. Our Curl Care treatment comes in two formulas. We have our the treatment and the enriched treatment. The regular treatment is going to be for dry curls, moderately dry. It's going to hydrate and strengthen the hair. If they're really parched, really dry, you're going to want the enriched. However, it doesn't mean that enriched is for coarse hair or thick hair necessarily. It could be, but fine hair can also be very, very dry. So, really, when you're looking at curls and which treatment to use, look at the hydration level, not the texture necessarily. Start with the hydration. So look at that first. If they're very dry, go enriched. This also has shea butter in it, which is going to help hold that moisture. And then our curl care leave-in treatment. This one's a little bit special because not only does it have heat protection, it has the cuticle enhancing technology, but it also has something else. This actually has a lightweight moisture locking complex that boosts your water retention. So it's kind of a sealant almost. So if you put moisture in the hair with shampoo and treatment, you're going to want to seal it in with the leave-in. This is just going to make sure that all of that goodness stays in the hair. So it's a really important step for this collection. All right, anti-frizz. Let's go here next. So why would you use anti-frizz instead of curl? And why would you use curl instead of anti-frizz, right? That's a really great question and comparison. So anti-frizz is going to be for frizz-prone hair, wavy, curly hair that's frizz-prone, and it needs humidity control. So this is more addressing the moisture level in the hair. It's evening that moisture level out. Whereas curl is adding moisture because that curl is dehydrated. It's also addressing the cuticle issues, whereas this collection is addressing moisture levels and frizz. So you might want to use both together. You are going to want to target one or the other. It really is going to depend on the fabric and the type of hair that you're working on. So let's talk about this technology. So our anti-frizz technology features DPG. DPG is wonderful for regulating the moisture level. So when you are using our anti-frizz Frizz products, it's allowing that moisture to stay even from scalp to ends. What happens and what causes frizz is our mids to ends tend to lose moisture quickly, and then the hair tends to kind of try to reach out for moisture, which causes it to grow bigger and frizz. This is going to help it stay even so that it doesn't need to reach out for more moisture. We do have home care as well as a professional treatment for this one as well. And this is a really great professional treatment to use on curly clients as well. So our home care effectively controls frizz and defines waves and curls amid changing humidity in the air. This is going to have SSVR silk in it as well. So we have our defrizz shampoo and treatment. The DPG and collagen-derived surfactant is going to give you optimal moisture distribution, and it's going to help contain frizz and enhance manageability. Our defrizz treatment is going to have DPG and jojoba oil to weightlessly hydrate and optimize moisture distribution. These are a favorite of mine to take on vacation because it's going to make sure that my hair doesn't frizz in high humidity weather, as well as the humidity blocking oil. This is something I use all summer long on my hair, mids and ends. This is going to just make sure that my hair is not reaching out, trying to get more moisture and getting frizzy. It is so lightweight that it's wonderful for fine, medium, and coarse hair. It's got an advanced weightless formulation with 5 botanical oils. It has jojoba, argan, baobab, olive, and shea. So all of our favorite oils to really keep that frizz at bay. Then we have our anti-frizz professional treatment. This is something you would do in salon at the back bar. Again, it's going to have a lot of beautiful skincare type ingredients in it. So we have ceramides, we have glycerin, and then we have catenized 18 MEA. So all of these things are about adding in moisture, creating an optimum distribution of that moisture, and then sealing it in. And then you're going to have that booster that your client can use at home to make sure that this treatment lasts them for the full 5 weeks. We do have our step-by-step on this one, as well as our video tutorial so that you can really understand how to apply the product, especially the foam for defrizzing. It really is crucial to use the right amount, so make sure you use quite a bit of it and squeeze it in. This is going to make sure that the hair stays frizz-free for you. Volume. Our volume collection is our smallest collection. It's only one shampoo and one treatment, but it packs a big punch. What it does is it actually strengthens the cuticle. So remember, we talked about our cuticle makes up the majority of the hair, right? So over 60% of our hair is actually cuticle. So if we strengthen that cuticle, it will be able to stand up off of the skin, off of the scalp, and give you lift. I think this is so amazing because a lot of volume products in general tend to add items or clay or something for grit or grip, something like that into the hair. And a lot of people that have fine hair don't want to feel product. So this is a great solution for them to actually strengthen their cuticle and allow that hair to lift up without feeling product-y in the hair, right? So really nice for that. We do recommend pairing it with our thickening mist in our styling collection, and that's going to give you the most volume. Reawaken. So let's talk about Reawaken. Reawaken is so wonderful as a youthful, anti-aging, timeless care product. It's going to help the hair be soft and shiny and moisturized. It's wonderful for gray hair. It's wonderful for long hair. And it's wonderful for extensions. So definitely universal, everybody that could use some shine and some hydration, this is the one for you. So it says over here on the right-hand side, anti-aging for timeless care for time-stressed, lackluster, unmanageable hair. Our fragrances are going to have peach and mandarin. We have some chamomile and white musk and cedarwood. So one of my favorite fragrance combinations here. Let's talk about our renewing technology. So, as the hair ages, it goes through a gradual process of structural changes, kind of similar to our skin. And as a result, its texture becomes uneven, wiry, and less manageable. And it causes the hair to appear lackluster. It also begins to lose its ability to absorb and retain moisture, leaving the hair dry. So, to rejuvenate hair's youthful appearance and manageability with shine and hydration are so, so important. So, this is why this is so good on extensions because extensions are old processed hair. So, it tends to lose shine and lose hydration very quickly. So we use our Shine Rejuvenating Emollient Oil to restore the hair's flexibility, improving texture and shine. And we also use our Amino PCA complex. This helps the hair absorb and retain moisture for enhanced hydration. So we're talking about shine and we're talking about hydration. So the hair's flexibility is increased, which helps it appear more shiny. The hydration, moisture absorption, and retention are also increased. Another unique thing to reawaken is the surface sealing technology. So, based on our findings, the treatment effects are prone to wear off more quickly on aging hair. So, this collection reinforces that in order to lock in the restorative ingredients for long-lasting results. So, not only are we giving you the technology to make the hair healthier and more youthful, we're also giving you the surface sealing technology to make sure it lasts. So, it really is an amazing technology. So what do we have in this collection is this one is unique. It actually has two shampoos. We have a Shine Renewing Oil shampoo and a Shine Renewing shampoo. So our Shine Renewing Oil shampoo is a specialty care item. I do recommend using this as a weekly shampoo. I absolutely love using this on my mids and ends of my extensions because it gives this extra boost of this oil renewing technology to really soften extensions. Again, on long hair as well, on hair that's graying and coarse and rough, this is going to give it a lot of softness, a lot of shine, and a lot of hydration. It's self-foaming, so you only need a little bit, goes a long way, and you're going to instantly see shine and manageability from this. We also have our renewing shampoo. This is going to be kind of our quote usual formula as far as the viscosity and the feel of it. This is going to be a fantastic daily shampoo with our technology to offer gentle cleansing and restoring of that youthful shine, hydration, and manageability. Our renewing treatment. This is the conditioner. It has your evening primrose oil in it to soften the hair while renewing technology to restore youthful shine and hydration. Our renewing primer. This is going to have that renewing technology to restore a youthful shine, hydration, manageability, while that surface sealing technology is going to provide longer lasting results. So this is one of my favorite primers. Again, it's going to have your heat protection in it as well. This is a really great one. One of my favorite cocktails is to actually mix this with the repair primer. That way you kind of get the best of both worlds. So try that out sometimes if you haven't yet. We do have a Reawaken Professional treatment. So this treatment is going to be 4 steps with a weekly booster. It's going to have a primer, which is going to be a renewing accelerator for anti-aging, a renewing cream, which is full of our Shine Rejuvenating Emollient Oil and the Amino PCA complex. It's going to have hydration sealer with hyaluronic acid and a shine lock with that surface sealing technology. Our weekly boosters are going to have your Shine Rejuvenating Emollient Oil along with Amino PCA complex and surface sealing. So it's going to allow this treatment to last in the hair for up to 5 weeks. There is a step-by-step again that's going to let you know how to apply the treatment. And again, this is on our YouTube channel as well as our website. All right, let's talk about scalp. So earlier today, I did talk about our gold collection and we did kind of talk a little bit about scalp, but let's get in a little bit deeper on this one. So our scalp collection actually is a normalizing, purifying collection. It is not a clarifier. It's not stripping out anything. This is all about a healthy balance and purifying that scalp. This is skincare for your head. So we do have a home care as well as a professional treatment that you can do with our scalp collection. The really cool thing about our scalp collection is that it is one formula that addresses five common scalp conditions. It will address itchiness, dandruff, dryness, oiliness, and odor, all together with one formula. The way that it does that is it really targets fatty acids on the scalp. So, scalps that do have conditions all have a high level of fatty acids, meaning our sweat and sebum has sat on our scalp for a while and has morphed into a triglyceride and then oxidized more into a fatty acid. And if we don't remove it regularly, it causes issues with the hydrolipid barrier on our skin. This causes those scalp conditions. So, our purifying gel shampoo specifically will get rid of the fatty acids. The hydrating treatment is going to moisturize, and the soothing moisturizer will support. So, let's take a deeper dive into what the products are. These items are going to be used for home care as well as the scalp treatment. We have the purifying gel shampoo. This is a detoxifying shampoo that effectively removes unwanted fatty acid without stressing the scalp or the hair, and it utilizes a unique non-drying gel formula. Our hydrating treatment is a lightweight conditioner that replenishes essential moisture and oil to the scalp and hair with skincare grade sugar squalene as its moisturizer. Our soothing moisture spray is 10 botanical extracts and hyaluronic acid. This is a spray you can use anytime and leave in right directly on the scalp. Wet or dry scalp doesn't matter. It's going to soothe the head. One hot tip for someone who wears extensions, I love taking my purifying gel shampoo and I actually put it in a color bottle that has like the long pointy tip on it and I cut it with a little bit of water just to make it more liquidy and coming out of the bottle easy. Then I take that color bottle with the purifying gel shampoo and I apply it to my scalp that way so I can really get under all of my rows of extensions and get that gel shampoo directly on my scalp. I work it in and then rinse completely and apply the hydrating treatment, and this keeps my scalp fresh even with extensions. So I highly recommend all your extension clients have this at home to do that. Another thing you can do for your clients, any client, extension clients, men, women, teenagers, anybody who's dealing with scalp problems, you can do a professional scalp treatment. This treatment can be done in as little as 10 to 15 minutes at any shampoo bowl, and it's going to take care of scalp problems. The way that this works is you'll start with a purifying gel shampoo. I always shampoo twice. This is going to do pre-cleansing for their scalp. Then you're going to use our cleansing spa gels. These come in citrus, rose, and vanilla. They're for professional use only. And you're going to choose one and apply it to the scalp and massage it in. It's going to cause instant relief from common scalp issues. It has cooling menthol and a beautiful aromatherapy fragrance to really relax or invigorate, depending on what your client wants. And then once you're done massaging it in, you'll rinse and then apply the hydrating treatment to the scalp first, onto the skin, as well as through the mid lengths and ends. Rinse completely and then follow with the soothing moisturizer as their leave-in and then style the hair as usual. Their scalp is going to feel fresh and clean and invigorated. It's a fantastic treatment to add to every single client service. We do have a step-by-step for the scalp treatment. So this is going to show you how to apply the cleansing gels. It's going to give you an optional massage that you can do rinsing thoroughly, adding your hydrating treatment and the soothing moisturizer. We do have the QR codes as well that can give you a video representation of it so that you can watch and understand how to do it. All right, our extended collection. I'm actually going to move past our controller since that's a little bit more color focused, and we already addressed that in Sophie Stone. I do want to talk about our carbonated shampoo. This is a shampoo that is wonderful after lightener or permanent color. It is part of our signature collection as well as Sophie Stone collection, and it is a foam carbonated shampoo. What this does is this actually helps to soothe the scalp after a color process, so permanent color or lightener, and it's also going to help you remove that color or lightener more effectively off of the hair. So this is definitely something to be on the lookout for. It's a 4.9 pH, so that's going to also help to bring the pH down after an alkaline service. All right, creative style. Let's get into our stylers. Creative Style is a collection that Milbon created as a complement to our signature line, and these are all going to be styling products. So hopefully your client has already used the Milbon shampoo and treatment that support their hair concerns. Hopefully they already used a leave-in treatment as well. So whether that was our oils, our primers, our weightless replenishing mist, any of those items that are going to treat the hair, think of those items as more like skincare. They're treating concerns of the hair. Now we're going to go to the stylers. This is where we're going to talk about styling the hair, right? Do we want volume? Do we want smoothness? Do we need hold? What do we need? So all of our stylers in Creative Style are going to be similarly displayed. What I mean by that is we're going to have a category. So this is a texture category. We have our wave category, our wet shine category. So we can talk about them that way. Then we also have a number next to the name. So it's 1 through 10 are the numbers. 1 is no hold. 10 is really hard hold, strong hold, right? So our texturizing C mist is a 3 out of 10 hold. So this is going to allow you to understand what you can expect from using the styling product. So let's dive into the texture category first. From our texture category, we have our texturizing C mist. 3 out of 10 hold. This is going to give you movement and texture for soft, limp hair. It's going to give you body and grip needed to style, ideal for beach waves, tousled looks, lived-in textures. It accentuates natural wave and texture, and it has heat protection. So there's multiple ways to use all of our styling products. Oops, sorry about that. Multiple ways to use all of our styling products. This one, a favorite of mine, is either to spray it in wet hair and then air dry to get a really tousled look, or I'll spray it in and blow dry. That will give me more grip, right? That sea salt in there gives me a lot of grip for my blowouts. Another one is going to be our satin texture cream. This one is also a 3 out of 10. This is a styling cream designed to deliver soft texture in a satin finish. So it's a little powdery, a little shiny in the finish. Only a 3 out of 10 hold. One of my favorite things to do with this is to use this in order to style like wispy bangs to make sure that I don't have any flyaways. It stays reworkable. So if you want to really get piecey with a look, but you don't want it to get hard and get a cast on it. You want it to stay pliable. This is really a great one for you to try. Our dry texture spray. This is a fan favorite. It is 4 out of 10 on the hold. Think about a hairspray and a dry shampoo had a baby. That's what this is. So it's going to give you some hold like a light hairspray, but it's going to give you that texture of a dry shampoo. It's very matte, so it is going to kind of get rid of shine like a dry shampoo does, but it gives you a really, really big textured finish. So really fun to build volume with our dry texture shampoo, or I'm sorry, dry texture spray. Then we'll go down here to our matte texture paste. So our paste is an 8 out of 10. So it's a pretty strong hold. It's really great because it's powder infused. So it's a sculpting paste, but it's extremely matte. So wonderful for root lift, wonderful for making short hair really piecey, giving a ton of texture to the hair. It rinses off very clean. If you wet it down, it's more reworkable and then it'll dry stiff again. So a really fun one to play with. All right, we're going to go down to the wave category. We have our wave defining cream. This one is a 1 out of 10. So essentially, there's no hold in this product. I like to think of it like a lotion for the hair. So it's going to tame frizz, it's going to provide hydration, a little bit of definition, a very soft, touchable feel. You can air dry or diffuse with it. You can blow dry with it. It has humidity control and heat protection. So it really is super versatile. And one of my favorite ways to use it is actually to dilute other products. So I like to use it as a base. And then I'll add other products to it that I don't want so much hold. So I'll give you an example of that here in a second. Let me bump down to wave enhancing mousse. So this is a 4 out of 10. This is one that I really want you guys to really focus on because it's very, very different than mousse in general. Okay, so in Japan, mousse actually means leave-in conditioner. Yeah, nobody really knows that. And they're like, oh, this is a mousse. It's for volume. No, this one isn't. This is a more of a leave-in conditioner. So once you know that, you're like, ah, that's why. And now you know how to use it, right? So a aha moment right there. So what this does is it actually reactivates waves in order to boost their natural beauty. So this is a way to tame frizz and revive natural waves on day two. So this is a day two styler. So second day waves and curls, wake up in the morning, you spray some water or some weightless replenishing mist on those curls, add some of our wave enhancing mousse, scrunch that in, detangle, boom. Your curls are going to be not frizzy, your waves are going to be not frizzy. It's going to just give you that perfect revitalization of those curls and waves. So it's really unique product. That's how it works. It's got humidity control, it's color safe. So try it out that way and see what you think. All right, we're going to next go to our wet shine category. Wet shine gel cream, we have 5 and we have 8. 5 hold, 5 out of 10, and an 8 out of 10. This is a very versatile gel cream with high definition and high shine. So this is an item that I love to mix with my wave defining cream. I'll tell you how in a second. So, wet shine gel cream number 5. Number 5 has high, 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 high shine. So if you want a wet look, think of Kim Kardashian on the red carpet with her wet look hair. This is going to give you that. A wet look slick back ponytail, this is going to give you that. So very, very wet look. Our Wet Shine Gel Cream 8, this one is a little more satin. So I love to take 8 and mix it with Wave Cream 1 to use to do a beautiful blowout. It's going to help give me control over those sections. It's going to tame flyaways and frizz. It's going to be beautiful for styling. How I do that is I take my wave defining cream and I put about a quarter size in my hand and about a pea size of the Wet Shine Gel Cream 8. Mix them together, work it through the hair, blow it out. Boom. Fantastic for blowing out. So try that if you haven't tried it yet. Really great hot tip. All right, so we've got a couple more categories to go through before we get to our new curl styling products. So we have our volume product. This is our thickening mist. We did briefly talk about this in our with our volume shampoo and conditioner. This is going to create glamorous volume and fullness, thickening and plumping up the hair, but it's not going to add any, you're not going to feel it in the hair. There's no texture. It's just going to be very soft, but adding volume. Flexible hold. Those people with really fine hair that don't like to feel product in their hair absolutely love this, and it's giving you that heat protection. Going into our molding category, we have molding waxes. We have 3, 5, and 7. These are all going to give you superior control and hold. A 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, and 7 out of 10 as far as how strong they are. Because they are a wax, they're going to work through the hair really easily and they're going to stay flexible even though the 7 has a strong hold, it's still bendable. So it's a really nice one to define curls, defining shorter layers, pieciness, separation, multiple ways to use it. We have our refreshing dry shampoo. This is going to freshen, restore, and extend your style. I love this one because it does have our trio powder complex. It actually has shampoo in it, which is pretty cool. So this effectively cleans and freshens the scalp and the hair. So while it is going to add volume, it's going to refresh and give you this beautiful, delightful scent of red apple and lily. It's also going to cleanse the scalp as well. So really great, color safe, and it's also a humectant as well. So it is going to help moisture stay in the hair. Finally, in our finishing category, we have our strong hold hairspray, number 7, and extra strong, number 10. These are going to be wonderful hairsprays for long lasting hold, and it's never ever going to flake. So it's going to keep your style going strong all day. Stronghold number 7 is really going to be your go-to. You can use it for everything. Number 10 is great if you need a powerful, long-lasting hold. So if you want that hair to go nowhere all day long, number 10's got that down for you. Now onto our curl products. These are two brand new to our creative styling collection. We have Curl Control Cream number 2 and Curl Control Gel number 4. So let's start with our curl cream. The curl cream delivers soft definition and natural bounce to curls. It hydrates and defines and controls curls with a soft, flexible hold and a lightweight finish. It has the curl enhancing technology in it to nourish. It has shea butter and squalene, and the cream will enhance manageability for a smooth and shiny finish. So this one I'm going to spread in between the palms of my hand, and I'm going to apply generously on wet hair in sections from roots to ends. You can choose to use just the cream for moisture, or you can apply the gel right on top. The gel is going to be a 4 out of 10 hold, but this one is really unique. This gel actually has an elastic polymer in it. So when you touch it and play with it, you're going to notice that it's not sticky, it's not crunchy. It actually moves with the hair. It never creates a hard cast. It actually stays very, very bouncy. This elastic shield is going to enhance bounce and movement in curly hair. And then it also has our advanced curl defining technology. So a smooth and even application for effortless styling. Spread it between your palms, apply generously on wet hair in sections, roots to ends. You can diffuse or air dry. For best results, you're going to want to use it with that leave-in treatment from our curl collection. And then finally, we have shimmer. Shimmer is going to be a go-to this summer for all of your clients because it is the only product that we have that has UV protection. So our Brilliant Shine Spray and the Brilliant Polishing Oil. Both of these products in our shimmer collection create instant shine. They soften and smooth to eliminate frizz. They also have triple protect. They protect against UV, they protect against heat, and they protect against humidity. So everything the summer can throw at you, Shimmer can help you out with that. So the aerosol spray in our Shine spray is wonderful for all hair types. And then our Brilliant Polishing Oil is going to help soften medium to coarse hair. So it's going to help soften that hair. It's going to have really great spreadability throughout that hair, and then offer that triple protection. So again, an overview, we have our 9 styling categories with each product listed inside. You can try to layer them, you can cocktail them, use some wet, some dry, really kind of have a free for all and play to get any style that you're looking for. All right, I'm going to pass through these because we just went over all of those. All right. The next thing that I do want to talk about is our Milbon and with monochromatic. So Milbon and is going to be a banner under our Milbon Signature Collection. It's not a temporary, you know, uh, something that's going to go away. Milbon and has actually been really successful and popular in our other markets and other countries. So we're going to start bringing it here. So the first collection of items that we're going to have under Milbon and is going to be monochromatic. So monochromatic was created by our global director on Cotron, and he created this to really give something new and modern to all of our clients and stylists, and kind of just a new way of thinking about doing hair. So it took Milbon collaborating with Oncotron about 2 years of research to come up with these products. So they do contain all of our science-led research, our SSBR silk formula, and they're going to have that Milbon quality to back them up. But there is really no limitation to what these products can do. So they're buildable, versatile, and effortlessly yours. These are going to be the kind of products you're going to go to, especially for those clients that they just want to use one thing and be done. They don't want to have a whole bunch of products to work with. They want to try something new, something fun, but keep it minimal. This is perfect for them. So let's talk about froth first. So froth is a blowout foam. It's not a mousse, it's a foam. So you'll notice right away when it comes out of the container that it's more frothy, like the foam on a cappuccino, right? It's more that consistency. What is it going to do? This is going to boost body and fullness. It's going to have heat protection and it's going to help control frizz and static. This really is a one and done product. If you have those clients that just want to use one thing and that's it, give them this. They will love it. It's easy to use. You can't overdo it, and it's going to take care of all the main things we want to look at when we're protecting our hair. So the first thing is it has a cornstarch derived polymer. This elastic polymer supports the hair's ability to provide cushion lift. So that's going to help with your body and fullness. Then that soft foam is going to ensure even distribution from roots to ends. So again, you can't mess it up applying it. On actually talks about measuring it in golf ball size amounts. So one golf ball short hair, two golf balls for medium, and three for long. It is going to reduce static and help with detangling. This is a wonderful product to use on clients if you're going to dry cut them because it's going to control that frizz and static while you're combing and dry cutting. And then the big one is heat protection up to 450. So this is the highest heat protection that Milbon has. So if you have somebody that's using a lot of heat on their hair, this is a must-have for them. You can apply it on towel dried hair from the top of the head down to the ends. I've even applied it dry second day, let it dry, and then style on top. Fantastic. So again, there's no wrong way to use froth. Velvet Texture Cream. This cream delivers a lightweight hydration and separation with a soft hold. So it's going to add separation for controlled movement. It's going to give you hydration with a lightweight finish and enhancing your natural shine. So it has skincare inspired emollient oils in it to give that shine and hydration, but it's very subtle. It's not going to be oily looking. It's not going to weigh the hair down. It's beautiful for curl separation. It's also formulated to be really spreadable. So this cream has an innovative blend of two polymers that create a smooth cream that evenly and lightly distributes the emollient oil without being sticky. So this is a great one to break up waves, break up curls, apply on dry hair from mids to ends to give you that hydration, or you can actually blow dry it in. If you're looking for a little bit more hold and separation in a blow dry, try it that way. There's no wrong way to use monochromatic. We really kind of want you to play with it and see how you like to use it. This is definitely one of my favorites for separating curls. And then finally, we have Puff. So Puff delivers lightweight hydration and separation with a very soft hold. Puff is a paste in a tube, which I think is so cool. It has this airy, powdery texture, and it's a very spreadable paste. So it creates a cushion in the hair. You can take a pea-size amount, rub it into the root area to get lift. You can rub it into the hair and then start backcombing over it to create more cushion. Something else that's really cool about it is if you do use it at the root area, it's never going to become stiff or crunchy. It stays very light and airy, so you're still able to run your fingers through the hair. It maintains that workable hold. So this is a really great airy volumizer that's kind of that powdery texture. So again, we do have the three items, froth blowout foam, velvet texture cream, and puff finishing paste. All three of them have a beautiful citrus flora wood scent. They smell very, very fresh and modern. They have calming notes of bergamot, blood orange, and elder blossom, and vetiver. So it's woody but fresh. Again, really beautiful products made by Oncotron. All right. If you've made it all the way through to the end, good for you. I'm glad that you stayed. I'm going to stop sharing, and then this is the point where I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to ask if anybody has any questions.